Colby Prison Retreat Ministries is the coolest thing on the face of the earth. Have you ever done prison ministry?
No.
Okay, so my first introduction to prison ministry was maximum security Texas State Prison largely for violent offenders.
Oh boy.
Yes, yeah, gangland stuff, people who are gang affiliated. Now, and I can tell you this, number one, no ministry on the face of the earth that I have done, and I think I've demonstrated I've done a lot, has
Yes.
changed me more for the better than prison ministry.
Really?
No, nothing has shocked me more, opened my eyes more, radically punched me in the spiritual gut of where I've gone wrong in ministry more, the assumption, I mean, just a total 180 in so many things. Also, you realize that most men in prison who are violent offenders, they had no freaking chance. Their dads beat them, raped them, hurt them, abandoned them. All the male figures in their life that should have been there for them weren't. And their mother, and then the kids became these like angry balls of terror. And their mothers, so many of them would tell me that their mothers are the ones who introduced them to drugs and alcohol just to calm them down. So then they found a gang. They found brothers when they didn't have fathers. And so for so many of these men to go to them, you're like, every human being that was in that circumstance would make the same choices that they did.
Yeah. As a teacher, I've seen kids like that, like, oh man, this kid's going to fall prey to something like that. And no matter how you try, you get that feeling that later on in life, that's what's going to happen. They, like you said, they didn't have a chance.
Yeah. And nothing owns my heart more than the prison ministry, but the kind of like, is I'm so sad because I can never get it to work in my schedule. So I was going to try to go. Jeff Cavins is coming down. My buddy Jerry, he's such an awesome guy. My buddy, he gets everything set up. We're going to do ministry to a group of people that have never had ministry done for them, which is, in terms of retreats, which is the G5s, which is the segregated unit, administrative segregation, also known as solitary confinement guys. Ooh. These are guys who spent decades in a 10-foot by 8-foot cell. They only go out for like 15 minutes to an hour and a half.
Wow.
These are people who most of them are psychologically, major issues. But, just the world, when you go and meet inmates and actually put aside the label and hear their stories, regardless of what they've done in the past, you can meet the human person, right? And in Texas, we're like, forget those people, right? They did the crime, they can do the time, blah. But what you find out is like once you hear the 30th story of my mom's boyfriends used to beat the hell out of me, and it just like makes your blood curl and makes you like, you see this sounds so dumb. Here's a man who has committed heinous acts of violence, and you see that he's a child. Like once you hear their story, your heart breaks for the child that they could have become, for the man they could have become. And then you want to work so that image can actually happen. So what I'm trying to do is write an apologetics book for the men in prison. We filmed some videos back at St. Anthony's. My homeboy Jay Martin has slogged through these videos, trying to get them up to be an introductory course for men to get apologetics, Catholic scriptural apologetics. The writing of the book coincides with the videos, but I can tell you, I have learned a lot more about my Catholic faith in trying to speak these truths more powerfully and more simply than my years of catechetics and stuff at a graduate level.
What's it like walking into the prison? Paint me a picture. Are you behind like a glass? Do you talk to them on a telephone?
Nope.
Is it a metal table? What is it?
Yeah. So this is how it works at the Ferguson, right?
Okay.
So I show up at 5:05 a.m. We're all outside. We can start going through security a little bit before 6, but principally at 6. The retreat is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We show up. As soon as I get there, Jerry hands me this giant card, and it's a deliverance prayer from the power of Satan. And I go, oh, wow, what's this? And he goes, well, we found out that the satanic cult was cursing us all week when they found out we were coming.
Wow.
So, and I just remember looking at that going, ho, do not tell my wife. Oh, no. So we pray the prayer. We go in, and I'm staring at a sign. It's after multiple layers of security. They have to close the gate behind you before they open the gate in front of you. And it's the last gate before you're in general population. We call it general pop, no big deal. And and right above that last gate, there's a big red sign, and it says, warning, no hostages will be permitted past this point. Thank you. Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Oh, boy.
And I remember it was 5:30 in the morning. I hadn't had coffee yet. And I'm staring at that sign. I'm like, what does that mean? Why would someone take a hostage outside in the parking lot and drag him into the prison? And then I realized as I'm walking through it, oh, I am voluntarily doing this. Yeah. If there should be, I don't know, a hostage situation, a prison riot, and they go after the slow, fat, chubby homeschooler guy who can't run very fast and makes an excellent human shield, by the way. They're not going to trade me for 12 pizzas and a helicopter like they do in the movies.